Right, here we'll go through the exam, algebra. Right, for the first one here, we have to find the cube root of 27 and also the 9, so we multiply our powers to give us 3x cubed. For the second one, when we divide with fractions, or first of all we put it upside down, it becomes a positive power, divide with fractions, turn it upside down and multiply to give us our answer. For the next one, first of all, multiply the 5x by 2y over 2y to give you a common denominator, and there it is in its simplest form. For D, you have to factorise the top, and so you should be able to find some way of factorising that and cancel out your factors. In this case, your factor is x plus 5 to give us our answer. For D, we have to find the surface area. Now this is made up of two circles. There's 2 pi r squared, and the cylinder is the circumference times the height. Now the diameter is 1/4 of the length, so the radius is 1/8 of the length. So a surface area, we've got 2 circles plus that, and the height is 8r, 8 times the radius, which gives you 16 pi r squared, 18 pi r squared. We make it equal the area that we're given up the top there. We divide by 18 pi, square root your answer to get 5, so the length is 8 times 5, 40. Right, for F, we've got let 2a equals x, so that means that's x squared, because that would be 2a, whoops, let me just change my pen here, 2a to the power times 2, because we multiply the powers. So that's like x squared, and so this would be 4x. So we get our quadratic like that, and then we factorise it, we get 5 or negative 1. Now 2a equals 5. A is a power, so use log of both sides. You should know how to do that to get that. Now the no negative value for log, so log of negative 1 does not exist, therefore there is only one valid solution. For question 2, find the cube root of 27 and the cube root of x cubed. This one here, the power is 4 and the base is 2, so we get 2 to the power of 4 equals 4t plus 4. So change side, change sign, divide by 4t equals 3. Express this as one fraction, make the 1 times it by y over y, and so you get 3x minus 5y over that, then divide by 5, so this 5 on the left-hand side becomes underneath there. So there's our solution. We've got this cricketer, and we are using the information of 10 is 0.9, because 10 metres away is 0.9. This means we put 0.9 there, we can find what A is. A equals 0.007. Then we now use the information that we're given in the question, that 0.8, we have to find 0.8. So subtract the 0.2, divide it by the 0.07, and that will give you 85.7. Find the square root. Now there are two answers here, plus or minus. Remember, when you get an x squared, there are two answers. So the ball is either 9.26 metres behind the cricketer or in front of the bat when it's 8.8 metres high. So that's interpreting it. The share market question, it needs to increase to $20,000. So 20,000 is the amount. Now again, divide by the 12,000 to get your fraction there, or you can have it as a decimal. You've got t as a power, take the log of both sides, bring the t out the front, and divide to get 2.8. That's about 2.8 years. For the next one, for 5 years, we've got double, so it's going to be 24,000, 12,000, that's 2. The interest rate is 100% plus your interest rate, so split that up. Then we find the fifth root of both sides, subtract 1, and you get 0.1487 as A, so the interest rate is about 14.9%. Right, to solve this equation, change side, change sign. I've used the ACC method. I assume that it is 6x divided by 6. I've worked out my factors that go to positive 11, and then I factorise the 3 out of the first bracket, the 2 out of the second, so that's going to cancel with there. Gives me my formula So there are my solutions. For the next one, I times everything by 5x. So I multiply this by 5x, that by 5x, and that by 5x. That gives me 25x squared minus 2, because the 5x will cancel out in the second one. You change sign, you factorise it, and you can solve it. Use algebra to show that this does not go through the x-axis. Well, the discriminant has to be less than 0. So b is negative 12b squared minus 4ac. We see it comes to negative 16. Therefore, it does not cut the x-axis as the discriminant is less than 0. This one here, the same sort of thing, does not have any roots. That means b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. B squared is w. So if w squared equal to 144, you would have roots at 12 and that. So because we've got negative value, you want b squared to be negative, there'll be no roots when w is between 12 and negative 12. And a similar thing here, find possible values for p if real solution exists. We have to multiply p into each of this bracket. So there's expanding the p. Now we put our x terms together and we factorise the x squared, factorise the x, and so we have a, b and c. So a is 2 plus 3p, b is 2p plus 3, and c is negative p. So you do b squared minus 4ac. What I've done there, I've expanded the brackets out twice. This one here, I've got one at a time. I multiply by the 4. I multiply my quadratic. I then multiply them out again. And what we've got, reduce it down to that. Use your calculator, and you've got your two answers. So that's the answer there. I hope you did well.